You may have seen this truck in the background of some of my previous videos. I didn't actually buy this truck. I bought parts off this truck. The problem was that neither the seller nor I had time to take the parts off. So he said, just take off the parts you need when you get time, and then I'll take the rest back. And that time is now. We got rope. We got a boot covered in poop. Got another boot without poop. Got an ignition switch with a key in it. There's already one in the steering column. Window crank we definitely need. Air pump we don't need. Rotor and hub, maybe. Emission stuff, ew. Alright, more poop. Need this door. The level of poop in this cab is way too high to work in. I like the fact that this cab mount is conveniently sheared off completely. That makes life easier. Well, it's hand tight now. It doesn't loosen, but you can spin it by hand. I wonder if it's easier to cut through the bracket. It's definitely easier to cut the bracket off the frame than cut through that bolt. Good thing this frame's not going to be used for a truck anymore. Looks like the easiest way to separate the steering column is right at this rag joint here. Looks like the power steering pump's missing from this. Oh well, they've got to be cheap. Alright, this will come apart somehow, sure. Oh, there we go. Ooh, in pieces. Perfect. I took off the castle nut here. I'm going to put it back on backwards and leave a little gap. So that way, when I remove it appropriately, I don't smash the threads. Perfect. There we go. Quick and easy. Had to bend the brake line to actually get this to drop out, but got that free now. Now let's see if I have enough stuff disconnected to make cleaning this cab a little bit easier. I'm gonna add a strap to pull up the other side, because it looks like it's just gonna fall over. I got most things. That'll be a lot easier to clean up now. Safety line, because I don't want it falling on me while I'm washing it. I don't know if you noticed this, but that forklift transmission is working great now. It keeps working better and better every time I use it. So I'm really glad I didn't fix it properly. I think while I have the hose out, I might want to do something about this. Because, wow, something was living in there, and it was pretty big. Looks like it made itself a nest. Starting to see the transmission. This is definitely the way to clean out a cab. I think I've got all the bolts out. We're going to find out for sure in a minute here. Away we go. That transmission and transfer case are the major parts I actually bought. So most of my work is done here. Got a few more little odds and ends to take off. Now I want that steering box, but before I take it off, I want to see what angle it's at. Now the whole frame's at an angle, so I can't measure an absolute angle, but with these nifty little digital ones, I can put it on a flat surface, like right here, which should be level. You zero it out, and then you put it on what we want, it'll give us a relative angle. And that way, we know where to mount this again, because this is going on a frame that doesn't have these holes in it. On the steering box. I think I'm going to do a little more hosing, then I'm taking off that cross member. One cross member. It's not easy to remove the seat from this angle. Now we're just going to gently flip this cab back over. Now this looks bad, but I think this is just a cover. Pull that back, the seat looks okay underneath. Voltage regulator. Now the other cabs are a diesel, which means it has all diesel electronics on it. I don't have a diesel, so I'm going to run a gas motor, which means I need the electronics from this gas cab. So we're just going to pull off everything. There we go. Got a complete engine side harness. You know, it's funny, even after all the hosing out, and the fact that this doesn't have doors on it at all means it's aired out, still reeks inside this cab. At least I'm not actively kneeling on poop. So I can work on it. I'm going to go ahead and take out the steering column at least for the bare minimum because I need the shifter for the transmission, and then I might grab some more dashboard pieces if they come off easy. Probably want the wiring on this side too, just in case. Remember when vehicles had ashtrays? Apparently it's a good place to store poop. There we go. Oh, hey, go figure. More poop. inside the dashboard. I think I'm gonna need a shower after this. I don't think I've ever said poop so many times in my life. Look at the, oh, there's plugs. Covered in poop. Of course they're covered in poop. Definitely gonna need this column for my next project. So I gotta do it. If you don't mind, if you could like and subscribe, that actually really helps out. It lets other people know that I'm doing this stuff. And if you don't like what I'm doing, go ahead and leave a comment and tell me what you would do better. Because I always like hearing new ideas. And I'm trying to figure out some other way to unplug those without touching them. The odometer shows 78,000. I wonder how many times that flipped over. I think it might be easiest to take out the whole harness here. Dashboards are flexible, right? That. I think anything on that side of the dash is probably heater related. I don't care about that. Light for the ashtray. Don't need to eliminate the poop. Let's see if I can avoid touching those connectors. Almost. Come on. High-low beam thing. I'll let you imagine what's under this mat. Just say it doesn't smell good. We actually might need a high-low beam switch someday. Yeah. Maybe. Might not be worth it. Can't even see the bolts of the layer of stuff on there. Just shove a screwdriver in there and hope it takes it off. Oh, that worked. There we go. Got the switch. All right. I think I'm tired of breathing in these fumes. I think I'm going to call this one done. And now I can return that pile and get that stink out of my yard. Normally I feel bad about not using something, and a rust-free cab seems handy, but wow, that is the stinkiest thing I ever worked on. I'll be happy to see it gone. Now that I have this engine and transmission out, I need to put it somewhere till I get ready to do that project. And hey look, there's a convenient spot to put it right there. I wasn't sure if I could leave these brackets in. Looks like I gotta take them out. So they just unbolt. We'll just pop those out of here. There we go. I think while I'm at it, I'm gonna take that one on the other side too. I can always bolt it back in if needed. There we go. Now we got lots of room. This is a driver's side motor mount that I had taken off when I pulled the motor, but I think I'm going to put it back on because that lines up dead with the transmission cross member. Now I've got a piece of chain, both of these cross members back there and right here. And the reason I use chain is to change, if you want to change the height, just change a link. You can move it up or down as you play with it, and you don't have to actually build anything. And that way I can get an idea where I want to put the motor before I actually make any mounts, because there's a lot of things to consider here. So I'm going to set it down on those, and then we're going to see if a few other things fit. Nothing quite fits right. And I'm not even sure if that's the cab I'm gonna use. But the good things about it are it's here, so the price is right, and it has 4 seats. So whatever I build, I can take my wife and kids along with me. And that's important because they like some of this weird stuff. It's not quite right yet, but I kind of like where this is going, so we'll see where it ends up. I have kind of a process. When something isn't quite right, I park it near where I walk. So every day I walk by it, and it kicks in the back of my head every time I look at it, and eventually I come up with a solution. So that's where this is gonna be. You'll see it in the background because I'm gonna be walking by it thinking about it. For now, it's late, the sun's setting, I got a lot of cleanup to do, and after that, I am very thirsty for a cold and refreshing beverage. It's always fun tearing apart things that you don't care about and you don't have to care about, and then you can just do whatever. So that was a lot of fun. Hope you guys are having fun too, and we'll see you next time. Apparently I'm not quite done with this thing yet. These are some nice tow hooks. That windshield is absolutely perfect, even after rolling the cab on its side. This windshield is not. This is cracked everywhere. So far I have a 0% success rate of removing a windshield without damaging it, but I'll give it a shot because if I damage it, who cares? Just gonna cut away this rubber gasket. Let's see how quickly I can break this. Oh, it's moving. On this side too. Oh, well, I got a windshield.